Welcome to our channel, ladies and gentlemen. In the next few months, the handshake between Raila-Ruto and William-Ruto that was signed today at KICC is going to grab headlines. It is going to be the subject of discussion. From where you sit, do you support this handshake? Any reason why you support, and if you don't, why don't you support it? I have been trying to engage the supporters of Raila-Ruto. They were over the moon with joy, and I was asking them, you went on the streets during Azimio protest and you said Ruto is unwanted. What has changed? And some of them were giving me just two reasons. That there are people who voted in this country to punish us. We presented ourselves. Had we teamed up together, we wouldn't have been where we are today. But because they chose to punish Raila, we want to be in this government also to punish them. We want to make them feel jealous and feel the pain. Number two, some of them are saying that Raila at his age cannot go to the streets and endure the breath of tear gas, because they also say that there are people who want to misuse Raila Amolo Odinga. And they were giving this example that there isn't any one leader who has taken people to the streets. It has always been Raila and the Gen Zs who decided that we are partyless and we are tribeless. And we want to go and lament to this government, na tuwasalimie. And they're telling me that ever since Gen Zs went to the street, we've never seen any leader who wants to protest. And they're saying that they want Raila to break with William-Ruto so that Raila can take people to the streets. I don't know how true that is. But I want us to look at what stood out in this handshake, because there are things that shocked me personally. Is there anything that stood out for you? Because I was reading and watching some of the international media and what they came out with. If there is something that was not a surprise at all, is the fact that Raila Amolo Odinga was going to work with William-Ruto. He was going around the country, but the decision had been made. We have mentioned over and over again that when he jetted in from Ethiopia after losing out on the AUC bid, he went directly to Mombasa to meet Ruto in Mombasa State House, and there were documents that they were working on. At the same time, Raila already had a working formula, because five of his ODM leaders were already appointed into the government and given dockets. Just the other day, you saw how they chased away Rigathi Gachagua allies in the parliamentary committees, and they were replaced by Raila Odinga, allies. So that was a very fair indication that Raila was warming up to work with William Samoei Ruto. So the fact that they signed a deal today was never a surprise to me. In this video, I want us to look at the surprises, because we are going to discuss this in the next few months, because this is going to change the political direction of this country. Before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to bring to you this young lady here who is requesting for your support, because she's saying that if we don't help her, she's at the verge of dropping out of college.
Hello. My name is Raila-Ruto, a student at KMTC Thika campus, in my second year taking a diploma in nursing. I'm here to ask for your help to help me raise my fee for this semester. Wazazi wangu hawajaweza kupata pesa ya kulipa fee kwa sababu walipoteza kazi. Nilijoin KMTC 2023 September, na hiyo semester ya kwanza ilikuwa tu sawa kwa sababu wazazi walikuwa wanaweza kupata pesa ya kukidhi mahitaji yangu, kulipa fee nini. Ingawa kulikuwa na mashida kiasi, lakini waliweza kunisaidia. Lakini nilipokuwa naingia semester ya pili, wazazi walipoteza kazi, na hapo ndio shida ya kulipa fee ikaanza. na kwa tangu hiyo muda nimekuwa na shida ya kulipa fee, shida ya kupata pesa ya kukidhi mahitaji yangu ya kila siku, chakula, shopping, na imekuwa shida kubwa sana kwa sababu wakati mwingine nilikuwa nalipa fee one day to exam kwa sababu kwa rules za shule wamesema huwezi ukafanya mtihani kama hujalipa school fees yako yote, na ni mtihani na pia assessment za rotation. Na wakati mwingine tunapelekwa rotation za nje ya Thika, na hiyo pia inahitaji expenses zingine kwa sababu unafaa kulipia nyumba, maji na stima na chakula huko nje. Na tumefungua tarehe 3 mwezi March, tarehe 3 March, na sijaweza kulipa fee, na kwa juu ya hiyo nimekosa hostel za shule. Kwa hivyo ilibidi nichukue nyumba nje na rafiki yangu ambaye tuna share cost kila kitu. Semester ni 6 months na tunalipa 4K each month for 6 months nyumba sasa. Na sina shopping, ningeomba pia mnisaidie pia niweze hata kupata hela za kufanya shopping na kufanya mahitaji yangu ya kila siku hapa na pale. Kwa sababu kwa sasa imekuwa ngumu kufanya hivyo kwa sababu wazazi wangu hawajapata pesa ya kukimu mahitaji yangu. Ningeomba mnisaidie kwa njia yote ile mnaweza, ile Mungu atawaguza. Vile jinsi ambavyo Mungu atawaguza, nitashukuru sana na nitapromise kuwork hard na kuwork smart, niwafanye wote mkuwe proud, sababu nataka kusoma ili hadi mimi baadaye nikuje nikasaidie watu wengine, niwasaidie watu wengine ambao labda wako kwa hali moja kama yangu, na niweze kuwa nurse ambaye atatibu watu na kusaidia watu hapo mbeleni. Asanteni sana na naomba usaidizi wenu kwa njia yote ile ambayo Mungu atawasaidia. Asante.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are doing a 50 bob challenge to help Hope. There are 2 ways we can help. We can pay via Jiunge app. I understand that all the medical training colleges in the country use that Jiunge app. When you log in, it will require your email address and the password to the email address. It will request you for the name, and the name is there. I've showed you. Hope Rofeka is the name. The admission number is there. So when you pay via the Jiunge app, please share with me the details so that we reconcile that account. The other alternative is paying via my number there. I have given you the number. Frederick Oko is the name. So kindly let us come out and help this very young lady. They are the future in this country. The father is an artisan. He's saying that he specializes in interior decor, and he's saying that he used to do well, but he lost his job. He's requesting that if you, in any way you require his services, let us link up via the same number that I've given you there so that we can help. As the lady has explained there, the fee balance is for second semester is 39,000 Kenya shillings. She has not paid a penny. If you log to the Jiunge app, it will show you the balance. So you can choose to clear the balance, kama unaweza, pay half of it or quarter, or just give 50 shillings. If we get just 2,000 people who can give us 50 shillings, imagine we can clear that, because there is that tuition fee, she needs accommodation, and maybe some personal items for upkeep. So if you can, and you really feel that happily melted your heart, kindly help Hope. So ladies and gentlemen, what are some of the things that stood out for you? For me, I watched the supporters of Raila-Ruto Odinga very happy, playing in water, and I was like, some of them got into that water in their clothes and shoes and everything. And these are the people who I believe are the staunch supporters of Raila-Ruto Odinga.
Bado hapa nje hawajaset kitu yoyote, so hatuwezi pata sauti kwa sababu tuko hapa.
And why did I pick this one? I have been told that Raila has lost massive support by supporting William Samoei Ruto. And so I really paid very close attention to what was happening. And I can report to you that yes, Raila has lost, especially those who believe that Kasongo is one person you should avoid as plague. But there are people who felt very bad. They, in fact, not just felt, they've been suffering psychologically every election year. Anytime Raila's votes are stolen, these people feel the pain. These are the people who accompany Raila to the streets. Even if Raila wakes up today and he says, tumechana na William Ruto, twendeni maandamano, they will go. So they are very happy that finally they are in a government. They don't care which way. This is going to change the political direction in this country. You've always seen Rigathi Gachagua telling Raila, you've got 6.8 million votes, come. You've seen Kalonzo telling Raila, come. But I think after this handshake, they have given up. And in my earlier video, I had said that Kenyans who don't subscribe to Raila's political ideologies should charge their way forward. The opposition led by Gachagua, Martha Karua, Kalonzo Musyoka must also have a very smart strategy, because it is not going to be very easy defeating William Samoei Ruto in 2027. I know you can disagree with me, but we can discuss that at another forum. It is not going to be very easy. Lazima wajipange vizuri. So those supporters really stood out for me. And you see, I want to read to you what someone was sharing on Twitter, that I thank God Raila hajawahi kuwa president. Look at this, look at his supporters. What sort of primitivity is this? That it is very primitive to get into water. I don't know your assessment on that. Now, immediately he said that, Raila supporters also reminded them of this event when William Ruto was about to be sworn in 2022. How they were jumping, they were risking their life. They could even break their legs. They could get injuries as they jumped from that farthest end just to ensure that they witnessed the swearing in of William Samoei Ruto. So you can imagine, at one point they love William Ruto, at another point if William Ruto teams up with someone, that is the kind of the politics that we play. The other thing that stood out for me, ladies and gentlemen, is the presence of Edwin Sifuna, the Secretary General of ODM. Not only his presence, but the mere fact that Sifuna, who had rejected William Ruto, had even told us that even if Raila supports Ruto, he's not boarding, was the one who was reading the resolutions. They did it in turns together with his counterpart from UDA, that is Hassan Omar.
We are going to take turns with my counterpart to read out this MOU. It is titled Memorandum of Understanding to Resolve the Social, Economic and Political Challenges Facing Kenya 2025. Realizing that Kenya has gone through a long period of political crisis.
And you see, Sifuna was very categorical that he was there in his capacity as the Secretary General to demystify the limits to which that handshake could go. What does it entail? What does it not? Because I know very well Sifuna knows that people will start asking, what changed? And I know Sifuna will tell us that, they are not in government. They have signed a deal to ensure that they improve the social, economic, and the political future of this country. But many people are saying that even if you looked at the body language and the countenance of Edwin Sifuna, he was not a happy man. It is like he was compelled by the fact that he was the Secretary General. I know he will explain that, why he supported this even after swearing that he cannot support William Samoei Ruto. And I know Edwin Sifuna will tell us that he said in 2027 they will not support William Ruto. And he will convince us that Raila has not said they will support William Ruto in 2027. Let us wait and see what Raila will tell us. The other thing that caught my attention is the fact that William Ruto himself had told us that in his Hustler government, he would not accept a handshake. In fact, he criticized the handshake between Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Amolo Odinga. He called it a stupid handshake, and he was very bitter. Only 2 years down the line, he's the one who's begging for that handshake. It simply tells you just how inconsistent and dishonest our politicians are.
Got here because of the handshake nonsense. My good brother, Bwana Smart. We got here because you get the opposition, which is supposed to hold the government to account, into some illegal, cohabitation, or whatever it was called, in the name of unity. What unity? Who says by having an opposition, we are not united? So Kenyans voted in this election, right? There are as many people in Azimio as there are in Kenya Kwanza. So are you going to fold Kenyans that they caused disunity? The Kenyans voted. Mr. President. So it is now up to us leaders to figure out this is the decision of Kenyans.
That was William Ruto. And even after he won the elections, he promised his hustler nation that he would not allow bwana wa kitandawili akuje karibu na serikali yake kwa sababu hii serikali ilikuwa ya mahasla. Today, wale mahaslas wamesukumwa mbali, jamaa wa kitandawili ndio ako hapo. In fact, now the chief hustler is not William Ruto but Rigathi Gachagua. The other day, Rigathi Gachagua was saying that Raila Amolo Odinga has cornered William Ruto so much that if he tells William Ruto to wash his feet, William Ruto will do that. And it is true, because William Ruto has lost the support of the mountain. And so he had to hurriedly compensate. And that's why he looked for Raila Amolo Odinga. Other sources are also saying that Uhuru Kenyatta is in support of this handshake. I don't know how true that is, but that is what is being said. And our politicians keep on shifting the goalpost. William Ruto, after charging people like Ndindi Nyoro, Rigathi Gachagua, that we can never have a handshake. And you remember how Rigathi Gachagua used to tell Raila? And they were telling William Ruto, wewe ni mtoto wa Maumau, wewe sio mtoto wa Serelak, tunaamini hautaleta Raila karibu. That is the nature, the height of betrayal in our politics. And Raila knows how to thrive in it. After every election, you steal his votes, he steals your president. This is the 5th handshake, and Raila has broken his own record. What really stood out for you? Because that dishonesty stood out for me. It should be a lesson to many Kenyans that the only two things that are constant in politics are interest or betrayal. Today, the interest of Raila Amolo Odinga and Ruto converge. And that has got a direct consequence and result to the other camp. Now, the interest of Kalonzo, Martha, Rigathi Gachagua also converge. But it is a lesson to us. Let us not go to the street to kill each other, because politicians who are friends today become enemies tomorrow. And vice versa, those who are enemies today become friends tomorrow. I want to end by telling you that we only have 2 tribes in the country: the haves and the have-nots, the rich and the poor. So let us coexist in a cordial manner. Value your neighbor, regardless of their tribes. Because should anything happen to you, you will not look for Raila. You will look for your immediate neighbor. Share with me what really stood out for you.